What if I told you the key to financial freedom wasn't about working harder, but about taking better care of yourself? Today, we're diving into a mission that's built on that exact idea, that your personal well-being and your financial independence are basically two sides of the same coin. So let's jump in and see how they plan to connect them. At the very heart of this mission is this simple but pretty powerful mantra: be better, do better, live better. And look, this isn't just some catchy phrase. It's the entire foundation for the model, framing financial growth not as this separate goal you chase, but as something that naturally happens when you work on yourself. So the big question is, right, how does a mission actually build a bridge between something like self-care and your bank account? Is this just a nice philosophy, or is there a real, concrete plan behind it? Well, we're going to break down the three core pieces: the philosophy that guides it, the structure for how you get involved, and the financial model that makes it all tick. Okay, first up, let's talk about the core philosophy. The foundational belief here is that advocating for self-care and financial empowerment, well, it isn't just a business strategy. It's presented as the fundamental key to actually living a better life. This quote really gets to the heart of their mindset. All roads lead to self-care. From their point of view, every single financial decision you make, whether it's paying off a credit card or saving for retirement, it's all viewed as an act of taking care of your future self. And here's how they connect all those dots. The mission directly links the physical, like treating your body well, to the financial. They argue that you can't have true self-care without financial freedom. And when you get those two things in sync, the promise is more confidence, way less stress, and ultimately a simpler, more enjoyable way of living. Okay, so that's the why behind it, but what about the how? How does this all work in the real world? Well, the mission is built around 4 different levels of involvement, so you can choose a path that actually fits your own goals and, your life. Now, here's the key thing to get. The actual stuff you do is the same for everyone. The only thing that changes between the levels is how much money you want to earn and how much time you're willing to put in. Simple as that. This table breaks it all down really clearly. You can just dip your toe in on hobby time if you're in it for fun. Or if you want some extra income, you can commit about 3 hours a week for part-time. Then you get to the more ambitious levels. Full-time, where the suggestion is you can replace a traditional income in about 10 hours a week. And then the whole shebang, full-fledged business, which is all about building a long-term legacy operation. Now let's get into the money. What's the financial engine that actually powers this whole thing? Well, the entire model is built around a pretty cool idea: generating 3 different income streams from just one set of activities. It's all about being simple and efficient. And there it is, the core promise when it comes to the money. 1 effort, 3 incomes. The goal here is to maximize what you get back financially without making your work ridiculously complicated. The source material had a great way to explain this. Imagine you go to your regular job. You do your work for the week, but then your boss comes over and says, "Hey, instead of your usual paycheck, I'm going to give you 3 separate paychecks for the exact same work." That's the principle they're trying to build here. So the first income stream is called Right Now Money. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's income you earn immediately. You're not waiting 2 weeks for a payday. This is the money to help with bills, pay down debt, or just cover life's immediate expenses, taking that daily financial pressure off. The second stream is residual income. Now, this is different from that instant cash. This is described as an automatic payday that just shows up every 3 months, all generated from the effort you've been putting in over time. And the third stream is passive income. This is kind of the holy grail, right? This is positioned as the ultimate long-term goal, money that comes in without you having to actively work for it, which is what really frees up your time and your energy. And just to give you a real-world example of that first income stream, the source material pointed out one person who was able to start saving an extra $2,500 every single month just from their Right Now money. Now, beyond those 4 general levels we talked about, there's another very distinct role inside this mission. It's a founding leadership group that they call the Team of 8. This really lays out the difference. See, all participants are called advocates. You believe in the mission, you pick a level, and you learn, teach, and share. But the Team of 8 is different. They're the founding leaders. They have a higher level of accountability. They meet every week to set the strategy, and they're the ones really responsible for driving the whole mission forward. So, after all that, you might be wondering, what is the actual work? What do you do at any of these levels? Well, it all boils down to a really simple 3-part method that's the core action for the whole plan. The whole methodology is right here.
Learn it, teach it, and share it. First, you learn the principles for yourself. Second, you teach what you've learned to other people. And third, you share the bigger mission. It's this simple, repeatable loop that's designed to make everything grow.
And this is a super important distinction they make. This model is explicitly not looking for salespeople. It's looking for advocates. The idea is that growth happens because you genuinely believe in the mission and you're educating others, not because you're using some high-pressure sales pitch.
So let's wrap this up. This mission basically proposes a clear path. Connect your self-care with your financial freedom using a simple process of learning, teaching, and sharing. The whole thing is built on the idea that improving your own well-being is the most powerful way to improve your financial life. Which really just leaves us with one final big question. What does living better truly mean to you?